All right, so what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, man. It's your boy. And as you can see, man, part 2 of the Phoenix 5 update is finally here. Everybody's been wondering what Marvel was going to do with the 2 remaining uniforms for Magik and Namor. We were thinking that they may do another update for October, but it seems as though it's going to be a mid-month patch, kind of like what they did with Fat Thor and Captain Marvel for Avengers Endgame. So my expectation is that sometime in the next couple days, we will be seeing these uniforms finally make their appearance in Marvel Future Fight. And I'm very excited. However, I'm also very skeptical because what we saw initially of these uniforms didn't look too impressive, especially for Magik, the character that needs the most help, right? So instead of coming here and getting really excited, getting really worked up about this thing, I'm just going to sit back. I'm going to wait and see how these uniforms turn out, because many of us are very, very, very sad that, yeah, we're getting 2 new uniforms, right? But what about Emma Frost? You know what I'm saying? What about Emma Frost? She still needs to get justice. This uniform is definitely not doing that. For many people, myself included, is a massive waste of money, right? It's a beautiful uniform to look at, but it doesn't do enough for the character. And I feel like hyping up 2 new uniforms and just overlooking the travesty, like seriously, that happened to Emma Frost in this update is not something that I can do. Namor's my guy, and I'm going to love him with or without the uniform. The uniform is definitely going to do something for him because it's going to make him a super villain. And what that means is, right, he's going to be able to hit the cap on the Combat Superhero Day and on the Combat Supervillain Day, something that we haven't seen ever in the history of Marvel Future Fight. So yeah, his uniform is gonna have value even if nothing changes for him, but obviously that's not what I want. One thing that I was advocating for Namor, right, is that he should have a heal in his kit, because in the comics, when he's in water, he can heal, and his tier 3 skill has him in water for the entire duration of that skill. So it would be pretty cool to see him finally get a heal in his kit. But what we saw initially from the uniform, right, it was just that he was getting a guard hit. So hopefully, actually no, it was an HP shield, kind of like what Iron Man has, right, on his uniform. So let me just go over here. I think it was actually exactly the same as what Iron Man has. Where are you at, my guy Tony? So I think it was the exact same thing that Tony has on his endgame uniform. This thing right here, creature shield equal to, I think for Namor was like 15%. Hopefully they decided to not keep that, because that can be penetrated. That's not that useful, right? Sure, for ABX, if you're going to run him on the supervillain day, which he will be becoming a supervillain, right? The HP shield being up may make it so that if you do get hit, you don't get silenced, right, by the Frost Beast. So that's something to keep in mind. But honestly, man, the Marvel, please, hopefully all our pleas and cries haven't been falling on deaf ears. Please take a look at Emma Frost's uniform if you haven't already. This thing definitely is not worth it for a lot of people right now, and it's quite sad because Emma Frost truly deserves to be great in this game. I don't even want to go... I really don't even want to go there with Magik. I'm hoping that you guys bring something stellar, some Colossus level changes, right? Or at the very least, some Cyclops level changes, because even Cyc, he needs to have his iframe ignore put back on his 3rd skill. But many of us, that we just accepted that that's never going to happen, right? At least his uniform is decent. It's better than Emma Frost. Please, Netmarble, I'm asking that you guys do right by Magik. We've waited a long time for her to get a uniform. I have a lot of bios saved up for the character, or XGs, whatever you guys want to call it, right? So I'm really looking forward to having something worthwhile to invest in. Something that I can confidently say, yes, this is a good pickup, guys. You should definitely buy it. It makes Magik a much better character. Sure, it's going to make her a supervillain, right? But we don't need a female blast supervillain. That's not a day yet. And I would never advocate anybody buying a uniform for the off chance that they create, you know what I'm saying, a female blast superhero day. No, right? So they definitely need to look at Magik from top to bottom. The only thing that I would say they need to keep in her kit is this 4-star passive, because it's very, very unique. You know what I'm saying? It's one of a kind, right? Every 3 skills that you get off, you get a heal and you get an attack buff. This is awesome. We need to see more things like this in the game. Stuff that's exclusive to certain characters, right? Especially ones that are paywall. It's not OP broken. It's just something interesting that we've never seen on another character besides Magik. I think Hydro Man has something similar, but his is an attack buff. Hers is a heal. And the heal is very, very good for her. And I think ultimately I would like it if this magical armor thing that she has here was a state that she could transform into and remain in, right? I don't like the fact that this skill keeps her rooted, and once it's done, you transform back to normal. It would be really, really cool if she could just transform into a beast for like a few seconds and you could get off a couple skills, give you an attack buff, that kind of stuff. That'd be pretty dope. But I'm looking forward to seeing what they do for Magik. Hopefully it's not the Emma Frost treatment. That's all I can hope for at this point, right? Hopefully it's closer to Cyclops. If anything, I would really want it to be closer to what Colossus got, right? Multiple skills with defense down and applying war boss. Yes, to go along with this heal that she already has and some higher damaging skills. We're in business. We're in business. And I'm hoping that that's what we'll be saying in a couple days when these uniforms go live, right? So not really too much else to say here. I'm just really hoping that these uniforms are really good for Namor and Magik, and I'm hoping that they at the very least heard some of her pleas. And in this next upcoming patch, and I'm saying Emma Frost is going to finally get the justice that she deserves with some better improvements. Cyclops potentially getting his iframe ignore back on his third skill. And honestly, I'm hoping that, you know what I'm saying, the defense down on these guys get looked at a little bit. Like, there's a lot they can do to make this next upcoming patch a better one than we got initially, right? If they go back and they really look at these uniforms, fix some of the problems that we have with them, look at Kitty Pryde and fix her, this would be a very, very, very good mid-month patch for me, because it's been a long time since we've seen a patch where they actually rework characters. And why wouldn't they want to rework some of the new characters that they brought out to boost sales for them, especially the uniforms, right? Because I've just been telling people not to buy this. So why would they want people like me to continue telling people not to buy this, even though the uniform is beautiful? So some people will look past the fact that it's not that useful and they will still buy it anyways. But ultimately, they will be disappointed with their purchase. And that's not what you want. You want your customers to be satisfied. You want them to feel like they're buying something worthwhile. You want them to feel like, okay, I spent 1,000 crystals on a character that's already really expensive. You want them to feel like they got something worth their money, right? And ultimately, I think this is kind of a rip, right? So really, Netmarble, I know this is about your sneak peek that you just posted. A really cool trailer. The music is awesome. It really is, right? I wasn't expecting you guys to come to the table with a trailer for a mid-month patch kind of deal, because I don't think this is going to be a full update, guys. Let's be honest. I don't think they're going to do a full update around 2 uniforms. They're not going to bring 3 new characters, none of that, okay? I think the October update is about 2 weeks away, right? And that's why they decided to do like a part 1 and part 2 type of deal to kind of stall us out, to keep the content kind of fresh. But if they're just going to drop 2 uniforms and it's going to be the exact same things that we saw in the beta, I'm going to be very, very disappointed. And if they don't touch Emma Frost or any of the new characters, Kid doesn't need to be touched. I think Kid is great, as is, but I definitely think Rachel needs to be touched up a little bit. And most definitely, Kitty Pryde absolutely needs to be touched, especially since she's a paywall, okay? People are spending money, hard-earned money on this character, and I don't think she's worthwhile. So you guys really need to come to the table and do something better than what you did initially. And people have been begging and pleading and giving a lot of suggestions, and you guys really should take that feedback into consideration. But boys, we're going to wrap it up right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Listen to me ramble. I just wanted to share my thoughts on this thing really quickly. I'm looking forward to playing with my guy Namor. Y'all know I got a lot of love for Namor. So this uniform that he's going to get is going to get to Mythic regardless of how good or bad it is. I'm definitely going to pick it up because I have to pick it up and test it for you guys anyways. And even if I wasn't going to test it for you guys anyways, right, I would still pick it up anyways. How many times are you going to say anyways, guys? But it's just because I have a lot of love for the character. But ultimately, you can count on me to tell you if it's garbage, it's garbage, right? You will never hear me say a uniform is good for a character just because I like that character. Right? If it's garbage, it's garbage. I'm going to tell you to you just like that. If you don't need it, I'm going to tell you you don't need it. And I'm hoping that I can tell you guys that you do need it. It is great and it is worth picking up. So hopefully that 3-week wait that we had to go through for these uniforms, where people are just constantly like asking on the forums, where are the uniforms, where are the uniforms, where are the uniforms? Hopefully it was worth it. Hopefully it's more than just a guard hit. Well, not a guard hit. I keep getting a, hopefully it's more than just an HP shield, okay? Hopefully it's more than just that. It would be really cool if he got some defense down in his kit, even though he doesn't need it. This guy's pure beast, one of the strongest characters in the game without defense down. But it would be really cool if he got like defense down or damage accumulation or some kind of immunity, something to make him a better tier 2 character, because he's already really good at tier 2, but his survivability isn't that great until he gets to tier 3. The guaranteed dodge, even though it's only for 3 seconds, it definitely helps. His HP pool gets really, really big, right? But at tier 3 is where Namor really starts to impress a lot of people. It would be cool if they gave him a uniform that actually made him a better character at tier 2, even though he's one of the strongest tier 2 characters in the game. I think more than anything else, some survivability tools built into this new uniform that he's going to get will make him a much better character overall. So a heal is what I'm looking for. Possibly a new iframe. Maybe take this guard and make it 4 seconds of immunity. Instead of 8-second guard, give us 4 seconds of damage immunity. You wouldn't be able to keep it up all the time. There would still be a 1-second gap. This skill already has a delay on it, so it wouldn't be OP broken. I wouldn't be mad at that. Let me know how you guys feel, right? Would you be okay with Namor losing his 8-hit guard and getting 4 seconds of immunity in addition to like the HP shield, and that just being the uniform? I wouldn't be too mad about that, right? It's small changes, right? We'd want more ideally, but it would be a significant change because a guard can be penetrated by plenty of other means, whereas at least damage immunity will give you a good amount of protection. There's still stuff that can penetrate it, but damage immunity is most definitely better than an 8-hit guard, especially in where we are right now in Marvel Future Fight. Anyways, boys, I'm rambling. I just want to leave you guys with my thoughts. Let me know how you guys are feeling. I'm looking forward to my baby Magik. I have a lot of bios saved up for this girl. Been waiting for her to get a uniform for as long as I can remember. How many bios are we sitting on right now? I think I'm going to use the rest of my X-Gene. I have 600. I need another 300. I was throwing everything into Namor. I think I have him. Where is he? He's down here somewhere. Where is he? Yeah. Okay, so he's almost at 900. I think I'm going to use the remaining days of my X-Gene selector on Magik, and I'm just going to pour all of my bios into them day one, test out those uniforms for you guys, and let y'all know if they're worthwhile. Hopefully, we can come back and look at Magik, and we can look at her and her uniform in the same light where we look at Colossus. Even though he isn't the greatest PvP character, his uniform is a significant upgrade compared to the base or even his previous uniform. His sister doesn't have a previous uniform to compare to, but if we can get something that can put her in the same light where we're looking at her uniform saying, okay, she may not be the greatest character in the game, right? But at least she got something that made her significantly better than she was, right? If she's getting a new uniform and it's just going to make it so that she's just a little bit stronger and she now has level 70, I'm going to let you guys know right now, I'm going to be really pissed off and you're going to walk into a Magik video where I'm just screaming. So, yeah, don't watch the Magik video. The first Magik video I make, don't watch it with headphones or keep the volume really, really low. Okay, that's the only warning I'm gonna give y'all. Anyways, boys, thank you so much for watching. I know I said it already, but yeah, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Love y'all. I'm out. Peace.